Koim, and today we'll be quickly discussing about support and resistance. As traders, we look to give ourselves an edge above the market price, above the market, and one of the ways of giving yourself a true edge above the market is learning the art of technical analysis. That is, you study the price action. For example, in this type of chart, you study what price is doing, what price has done previously to predict the next action. Okay, so today, an aspect of technical analysis which we'll be looking at is the support and resistance. Okay, so what's support and what's resistance? So let's say we have price. Okay, let me just quickly demarcate something. Let's say we have price moving up. We have price moving up. Then it hits a point, and at this point that it hits, it shows a willingness to go down. Went down, then price goes back up and hits this point again. This same point and still comes down, shows a willingness to go down again. You see this area that price has hit, that price is hitting and is showing a willingness to go down is called resistance. That line is called resistance. This line here is called the resistance line. Okay, why is it the resistance line? Because it is showing resistance. It is giving the price an amount of resistance and is stopping it from going upward. Okay, now please, this doesn't mean that whenever price comes to this resistance level, price must always go down. No. Whenever price comes to this resistance level, we look forward for price to go down, but it's not a must that price should go down. Price can do whatever it wants, and it can blow through the resistance level at any time. So a resistance level does not last forever, but as a trader, you should be able to make good use of it while it lasts. So after this, you can see sometimes price will come back, retrace on that same level the third time, and still do the same thing. And sometimes it might just blow through it. So, but the idea is that we should enjoy the resistance level while it lasts. Okay, so we also have something we call support. So let's say price is going down. It comes to a particular level, shows willingness to go up, then goes up, comes down again, come back to that same level, shows the willingness to go up again, again. So you see this point where price has shown a reluctance to continue moving down is called a support level. Why? Because it is at that point that the market is finding a significant amount of support. I don't know if you understand. The market is finding a significant amount of support that is making it stop moving downward and start moving upward. That's the function of a support zone. While a resistance zone is to make a market stop moving upward and to start moving downward. Same with the resistance, a support line does not last forever. But as a trader, you should learn to enjoy it while it lasts. Okay, so there are some ways we can trade support and resistance, which we will be looking at very shortly. And there's one thing I want to underline: this support and resistance. Market does not even have any idea that they exist. But as traders, we can use them to frame our trade ideas. Okay, it gives you a better edge. It makes you be more selective on your trades, and it increases your profitability. Okay, there is a characteristics of support and resistance which we call support and resistance flip. What does this mean? Market is finding support here, right? Good. finds another support here, right? Good. Then boom, market blows through it. What the support and resistance flip means that what it's telling us is that we anticipate market to come back to this previous support zone. You see this previous support zone, market should come back there and then it finds resistance if it's going to move further below. This is what we call support and resistance flip. At this point, at this point, at this point here, it's acting as a support, but at this point, it's acting as what? A resistance, meaning that it has flipped its duty. Something that's supposed to be support gets broken through, then when it's broken through, it becomes a resistance. The same way, we can have a resistance that is broken through to become support. Okay, so let's go to our charts and identify support and resistance and how to trade them. Okay, so I'm on the gold chart, 15 minutes. You can see support and resistance on every time frame. They happen on every time frame. Okay, now look at this. Look at this. It's not compulsorily a clean line. Okay, it's not compulsorily a perfect line. You can have little breakthrough. You just have to be adaptive. Okay, look at this example. This is a resistance line. Now let's look for other examples. Okay, I can see something. This area is a support area because market is finding reluctance to move downward and it's always going upward anytime it's approached that area. Okay, I can see some. Um, this area here also shows support. Okay. This area here shows resistance. I hope you are seeing how I'm identifying them. Very easy to identify. You just have to train your eyes to identify them easily. Okay, cut the long story short. How do you trade support and resistance? I've seen another area of support here. Another area of support here. Okay, this is an area of resistance. Okay, so how do you trade support and resistance? Actually, you don't look to trade every support and resistance. As a trader, you should not trade off one concept only. You need to blend like 2 to 3 concepts to get your trading strategy. But whatever concept it is, there's a way I trade support and resistance. For example, if I have a support zone here, for a support zone to be valid, it has to be touched at least twice, at least 2 times. Most traders will wait for the third touch before they can trade it, but you can also trade it on the second touch. Okay, so how do you do that? We have the first touch here and the second touch here. Since I've seen the second touch, it means that that zone is a valid support zone. What I'll do is that I will allow price to show me that it wants to go up. Since it's coming from a support zone, I will allow price to show me that it actually wants to do what? Go up. Then for me to know if price wants to go up, it means it should break a previous high. It must give me a break of a previous high. Once I see that market has broken the previous high, I will set my limit order at this exactly that previous high that is broke. I'll put my stop loss below the support and target. You see how it's working? You see how it works on this place? Okay, so let's move to another example. Okay, look at this one. I've seen the first touch, the second touch. It means the zone is valid. How do I trade it? I'll wait on market to give me a willingness of going upward. For it to show that it's going upward, it has to break the previous high. It has broken it here. So what will I do? I will set my limit order at that previous high that is broke, right? Put my stop loss at just below the support zone and I will target higher. You see? So let's see how it works for resistance. I've seen the market wants to go lower. First touch, second touch, valid resistance zone. So I will allow market to give me a willingness, a willingness to go lower. I will allow it to break the previous high. I can consider this as a previous high, and I sorry, low this time because I'm talking about resistance, and I'll also consider this as a previous low. Depending on how responsive you are to the market, you can take a trade off this place at this low that I just broke. You see there's a low there. You put your stop loss just above the resistance line and you target lower. And you can even target lower than that. Okay. You could also decide to wait till it breaks a major low. You put your entry here, your stop loss just above the resistance level, then you target lower. It all has to do with how many times can you win with a strategy. Okay, so let's take another example. Here I have a first touch, second touch, and even a third touch. If I want to play along with the second touch, I will be expecting it to break a previous high. But if you look here, there is no significant previous high. But I can decide to play along with this and say, okay, this is a high. Since it has broken it, I will put my limit order there. My stop loss just below the resistance, the support level, and target where higher. You can see how it's worked. You can see that this low here, the low of this candle almost stopped me out. If I had put it maybe a bit higher, maybe to this low, I would have been stopped out. But always go below the lowest low in that support zone, or you go above the highest high in that resistance zone. Okay, though it didn't it didn't take my profits. It didn't tap to my take profits, but at least you see how it worked out. The market is not always 100%. Okay, now look at this zone here. I have a first touch, a second touch. Now, since I've seen the second touch, I can decide to start trading. I can decide to enter a trade from that high. I'll set a limit order there. Okay, so set a limit order. My stop loss here, and I'll target. You see how it works? Okay, so what about this? Let's say I have a first touch and the second. I have a first touch here, this area, and let's assume this to be a second touch. Okay, so broke a previous low, right? Set my stop loss, sorry, broke a previous high. if you were following if you've been following me, you understand that was a mistake. Okay, so I'll set my stop loss just below the low and target high. Okay, here I was stopped out. So that's how you can trade support and resistance. I advise you to use this idea, take this idea and go back to your chart, test it out, get used to the strategy. Don't just watch it and decide to trade live funds with it. You have to test it out. You have to see how it works for you. Okay, so thanks for staying to the end of the video. um I'll encourage you to like and subscribe, like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can get informed anytime I release an important video. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video again. Please like it, because it is when you like it that YouTube will be able to recommend the video for more people. So do me a favor, like the video. Thanks for watching.